Good evening, you're watching Independent News. I'm Adam Dollar. Lots of exciting stories tonight. Let me give you a couple of the headlines before we go on. The Prime Minister vows exemplary punishment for the perpetrators of the Ramu violence. She urges the local people to form an all-party committee to ensure peaceful coexistence among all religions. A Dhaka court grants remand for 29 days against Hallmark Managing Director Tanveer Mahmood and General Manager Tushar Ahmed in 4 cases. The Election Commission announces the schedule for the Tangail 3 by-polls. Voting will be held on the 18th of November. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has vowed exemplary punishment for the perpetrators of the Ramu violence to prevent a recurrence of such incidents in the future. She was speaking at a rally in Ramu of Cox's Bazar after visiting the affected Buddhist areas today. The Prime Minister also urged the local people to form an all-party committee to ensure peaceful coexistence of people of all religions.
The Prime Minister visited the Buddhist temples and houses that were damaged in last week's rampage. She also talked to the Buddhist people there. Later speaking at the rally, the Premier warned against recurrence of such heinous incidents.
I have heard that some people are threatening the Buddhists of further attacks once the army and police are withdrawn. Steps will be taken against those who are making such threats. No tolerance will be shown to such activities.
The Prime Minister said that those who have indulged in money laundering and other forms of corruption are behind the communal violence in Cox's Bazar and Chittagong.
Those who have done this will be identified. We have already got information about them. More information is coming.
The Premier also held the local lawmaker responsible for the violence.
The local lawmakers stayed here for half an hour and talked to the attackers. The arson began once he left around midnight. What had he said to them?
She urged people of all religions to live in harmony. She said that only long-standing peace can ensure sustainable progress of a nation.
In related news, Maudud Ahmed, the convener of the BNP committee to investigate attacks on Buddhists, said that the attacks on temples in Ramu and Teknaf and Ukhia were heinous acts and were pre-planned. Another member of the committee, Abdullah Al-Noman, said that the probe team will recommend a judicial investigation into the incident.
Buddhist temples in Ramu were attacked on the night of 29th September over a Facebook post insulting the Holy Quran. Similar attacks were also launched in Potia, Ukhia and Teknaf. The main opposition BNP formed an 8-member committee to probe the incident. The team visited the site and returned to Dhaka Saturday night. At a program yesterday, committee head Maudud Ahmed said that the violence was pre-planned.
We did not probe the incident with a partisan point of view. We will never do that. We investigated it impartially because it is of national interest.
Another team member, Abdullah Al-Noman, said that they want justice over the incident.
Those who instigated the incident must be brought to justice. We investigated the incident to pave the way for justice in the incident.
The probe committee is due to finalize its report during a meeting with Khaleda Zia this evening.
That was BNP on the Ramu incident, but there's more. 2 left-leaning parties have termed the Ramu violence against the Buddhist community a pre-planned incident. Leaders of the Communist Party of Bangladesh, or CPB, and the Jatiyo Samajtantrik Dol, or JST, made the remark at a press conference in the capital today. The press conference was held following the two parties' tour of Ramu in Cox's Bazar. Quoting witnesses, they said that activists of the Awami League, the BNP and the Jamaat-e-Islami were involved in the incident. The two leftist parties went on to claim that international forces were also behind the violence. In other news, a Dhaka court has granted a 29-day police remand for Hallmark Group Managing Director Tanveer Mahmood and General Manager Tushar Ahmed in 4 cases. They were remanded for 24 days in 3 fraud cases and 1 for 5 days in an arms case. The Dhaka Chief Metropolitan Magistrate Court granted the remand today after the Anti-Corruption Commission, or ACC, had petitioned for a 110-day remand against the duo in 11 cases. Earlier in the day, the Anti-Corruption Commission interrogated Tanveer and Tushar at its office. The Rapid Action Battalion, or RAB, had detained Tanveer and Tushar from the capital's Mirpur area last night. The RAB also seized a revolver and several bullets from their possession. The elite force later handed over the detained Hallmark officials to the Ramna police, from where they were taken to the ACC office for interrogation.
We took Tanveer Mahmood and Tushar Ahmed to our office. We got some information which will be useful for us. We will seek their 10-day remand in each case.
Money has been transferred to accounts of these 3 companies through fake and non-existent LC documents. Around 7 billion taka has been embezzled through these 3 companies.
Journalist leaders have said that a grand rally will be held at the National Press Club on the 15th of October if the killers of the Jono couple, Shagur Sharwar and Mehrun Rooney, are not arrested by the 10th of this month. They also said that the journalists from all parties of the country will take part in the demonstration. The announcement was made at a program at the National Press Club today. The meeting was organized to discuss the issue of the arrest of the killers of Shagur and Rooney and of various problems faced by journalists in the course of their professional duties. Leaders and supporters of various journalist organizations threatened to bring the capital to a standstill through their movement. They said that if the government cannot solve the mystery of the Shagur-Rooney murder, a trial of the murderers will take place at a public court. Moving on to other news, Chief Election Commissioner Qazi Rakibuddin Ahmed has claimed that the Election Commission does not have a problem in its relation with the main opposition BNP. The Commissioner made the comment while announcing the election schedule for the by-polls to the Tangal 3 constituency today. The by-election will be held on the 18th of November.
The parliamentary seat fell vacant on the 40th of September following the death of Awami League lawmaker Motiur Rahman. In accordance with the existing law, the Election Commission will hold the by-polls to the constituency within 90 days of its falling vacant. According to the schedule, aspiring candidates can submit their nominations until the 18th of October. The Election Commission will scrutinize the nominations on the 21st of October. The last date for withdrawing nominations is the 1st of November. The Election Commission avoided directly answering a query on whether it will take any initiative to ensure the participation of the main opposition in the by-polls. Rather, it was affirmed that the Election Commission will create a congenial atmosphere so that every party can participate in the by-polls.
I request all, including the opposition alliance and anyone aspiring to contest the polls independently, to participate in the polls. Independent candidates must not hesitate. We will try to ensure a level playing field for the candidates.
The CEC admitted that the presence of voters in the Ghazipur 4 by-polls was relatively low because of the absence of the main opposition. The voter turnout in the by-election was 43.3%.
আমরা মনে করি না এটা নির্বাচন কমিশনের প্রতি অনাস্থা, কেননা তারা তো ভোটার। তারা দেখবেন অনেকগুলি
We don't think that it reflected the voters' no confidence in the election commission because voters consider many factors. The media tried to find reasons of low turnout, and obviously you can take the accounts from the sources other than the election commission. But we only take account of the actual and exact number of votes cast.
আমাদের কাছে যেটা গ্রহণযোগ্য সেটা হচ্ছে অ্যাকচুয়াল কাউন্টিং।
Qazi Rakibuddin also requested the aspiring candidates to comply with the Electoral Code of Conduct.
That was the first segment of this news bulletin, but don't go away. We have the second segment coming up, and with it we're going to have the following items. Omar Farooq, former APS to Suranjit Sengupta, says he will file a defamation suit against his former driver, Azam Khan. And Communications Minister Obaidul Qadir says that a circular road will be constructed at Amin Bazaar to ease traffic congestion in the capital. Stay with us. Welcome back. You're watching Independent News. Thank you for being with us. Omar Farooq, former Assistant Personal Secretary to former Railways Minister Suranjit Sengupta, has said that he will sue his former driver, Azam Khan. In an exclusive interview with Independent Television, Farooq said his former driver is under the protection of the people who engineered the 9th of April incident.
A large stash of cash was found in a car belonging to Omar Farooq, the then APS to Suranjit Sengupta, on the 9th of April. Suranjit resigned as the Railways Minister following the incident. Azam Khan, the driver of that car, went into hiding after the money scam surfaced. The driver recently appeared on a private television channel and said that the 7 million taka found in his car was being taken to Suranjit's house. But Suranjit's former APS claimed that as a lie.
I can carry my money in my car. I don't think this is a crime. I have told this to the SEC, Bangladesh Railways, and I am telling you as well. The driver said that there was 7.4 million taka, but actually there was 7 million taka. I deposited the money in my own bank account on the 10th of April.
Omar Farooq claimed that driver Azam Khan had close connections with missing BNP leader Ilyas Ali. He said that the driver himself had engineered the incident.
The driver did this on someone's direction. Those who pushed him to do this kept him hidden for the last 6 months. Now he has appeared in public and has given a TV interview as he thought this is a suitable time.
Farooq said that he will sue his ex-driver Azam Khan and the private TV channel RTV that aired the interview.
I could not file any case after the incident in April because it was not suitable to do so then. Now I will sue the driver for defamation and for hatching a conspiracy. I am also planning to file a defamation suit against RTV.
For further news, I'll hand over to my colleague, Mr. Adnan Hussain, who's here in the studio right next to me. Hello, Adnan. Good to see you again.
Good to see you too.
There's going to be a meeting of the D8, what is it, Industries?
The D8 Summit,
right?
Yes, of the Industries Ministers.
Okay.
Industries Minister Dilip Barua says that developing countries such as Bangladesh can use the global recession as an opportunity. The minister made the comment on the 7th meet of the Industries Ministers of the D8 that began in Dhaka today. Dilip Barua added that all the D8 states have a similar culture. He also said that the new sphere of industrial development can come about if the D8 states cooperate with each other using their cheap labor and skilled manpower. The 3-day meet will end on the 10th of October with the Dhaka Declaration.
Dear participants, I personally consider
The International Crimes Tribunal, or ICT1, has granted permission to question Jamaat-e-Islami Executive Committee member Mir Kashim Ali for one more day at a safe home. The three-member tribunal headed by Justice Nizamul Haq gave the order today after hearing a petition filed by the prosecution. The tribunal also ordered the prosecution to inform Mir Kashim's lawyer 48 hours before the questioning. Meanwhile, in the case against former Jamaat chief Ghulam Azam, the prosecution pleaded that the testimony of witness Mohsin Ali given to an investigation officer should be taken into account. The prosecution argued that Mohsin is ill and currently residing in the United States. The tribunal took the petition into consideration. At the ICT2, investigating officer Abdul Razak has testified against another Jamaat leader, Abdul Qadir Mullah. The cross-examination of the witness will begin on the 15th. Communications Minister Obaidul Qadir has said that a circular road will be constructed at Amin Bazar to ease traffic congestion in the capital. Obaidul added that the road will be constructed at the cost of 30 million taka. The minister broke the news after visiting Nobinagar from Amin Bazar on the Dhaka-Aricha highway today. He said the illegal shops and bazaars along the Dhaka-Aricha highway contribute to the traffic congestion. Obaidul also directed authorities concerned to remove all billboards along the highway. The minister also reiterated his promise that the repairs of all roads under the Roads and Highways Department will be completed before the upcoming Eid. The main opposition held processions and rallies across the country today to protest what it calls the opposition and the filing of false cases against opposition activists. Different district units of BNP staged demonstrations as part of a nationwide program. In Jinaida, the local unit of BNP brought out a procession starting from KP Basu Road. Scuffles broke out between opposition activists and police at the post office intersection, which the police tried to block the procession. The Jashore unit of the main opposition party also held a protest rally in the district. The Meherpur district unit of the party also staged processions and rallies. Now the stock market. The Dhaka Stock Exchange experienced a fall in its benchmark index for the third consecutive day today. Prices of most shares on the country's premier bourse also declined. The DSE General Index shed 45 points to reach 4,497 at the end of day's trading. Of the 272 issues traded, 197 declined, 63 advanced and 12 remained unchanged. Shares in mutual funds worth unit 5.26 billion taka changed hands on the bourse. Yesterday, the key index fell 103 points to finish at 4,542. Two pioneers of stem cell research have shared the Nobel Prize for Medicine or Psychology this year. John Gurdon from the UK and Shinya Yamanaka from Japan were awarded the prize for changing adult cells into stem cells. These cells have the ability to become any other type of cell in the body. John Gurdon showed that the genetic information inside a cell taken from the intestines of a frog contained all the information needed to create a whole new frog. He took the genetic information and placed it inside a frog egg. The resulting alone developed into a normal tadpole. 40 years later, Shinya Yamanaka used a different approach. Rather than transferring the genetic information into an egg, he reset it. The Nobel Committee said that the discovery has revolutionized the understanding of how cells and organisms develop. That's all from me. Back to you, Adam.
Thank you very much. Actually, I can't carry on because we don't have any more time, but thanks anyway. We'll just say good night. Thank you very much for watching us tonight. We'll be back, of course, at 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Watch us then. Good night.
Good night.